Did you ask yourself, what if insects somehow became overpopulated? Think, what is the scariest insect in the world? Scary, right? Insects are everywhere. There are millions of species, each with its own unique characteristics and role in the ecosystem. They make up about 80% of all animal species on Earth. While most insects are harmless, there are a few that stand out as particularly intriguing. These insects are not only fascinating to study, but they can also be downright dangerous if their populations are not kept in check. What if they overpopulated? Due to immunity in pesticides or mutation, makes them grow more at a rapid pace. Now here's the 10 most dangerous insects, if nature let them. We will start with number 10, bedbugs. Bedbugs are a major problem in many parts of the world, and an overpopulation of bedbugs can have a devastating impact on human health and well-being. Imagine a world where bedbugs are so numerous that they can be found in every home and business. People would be unable to get a good night's sleep, and they would be at constant risk of being bitten. This would lead to fatigue, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. In severe cases, bedbug bites can also lead to allergic reactions and secondary infections. In addition to the physical health problems they cause, bedbugs can also have a significant impact on mental health. People who are infested with bedbugs often experience anxiety, stress, and social isolation. They may be reluctant to invite guests into their homes, and they may feel ashamed of their situation. In addition to the human health impacts, an overpopulation of bedbugs could also have a negative impact on the environment. Bedbugs are known to transmit diseases to other animals, such as bats and birds. If bedbugs become too numerous, they could spread diseases to other animal populations, which could have a cascading effect on the environment. Number 9. Ticks. If ticks become overpopulated, the world would be a very different place. People would have to live in constant fear of being bitten by a tick and contracting a serious disease. This would have a profound impact on society, both physically and emotionally. On a physical level, the overpopulation of ticks would lead to a dramatic increase in the number of people contracting tick-borne diseases. These diseases can cause a variety of serious health problems, including fever, headache, rash, muscle aches, joint pain, and even death. In a world where ticks are everywhere, it would be very difficult to avoid being bitten, even with the best precautions. So nowhere to hide. On an emotional level, the overpopulation of ticks would create a climate of fear and anxiety. People would be afraid to go outside, afraid to let their children play in the yard, and afraid to even sit on their own porch. This would have a negative impact on people's quality of life and well-being. In addition to the impact on human health, the overpopulation of ticks would also have a significant impact on the environment. Ticks are a natural part of the ecosystem, but they can also be a major pest for animals. If ticks become overpopulated, they could decimate populations of wild animals and even livestock. This could lead to an imbalance in the food chain and have a negative impact on the environment as a whole. Number 8. Mosquitoes. If mosquitoes become overpopulated, the world would be a very dangerous place. Mosquitoes are already the deadliest animals on Earth, killing over 700,000 people each year. With an overpopulation of mosquitoes, the number of deaths from mosquito-borne diseases would increase dramatically. Malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, and Zika virus are just a few of the many diseases that mosquitoes can transmit. These diseases can cause a variety of serious health problems, including fever, headache, rash, muscle aches, joint pain, and even death. In addition to the impact on human health, the overpopulation of mosquitoes would also have a significant impact on the economy. Mosquito-borne diseases can lead to a loss of productivity and economic growth. For example, Malaria is estimated to cost the global economy over $100 billion each year. The overpopulation of mosquitoes would also have a negative impact on the environment. Mosquitoes are a natural part of the ecosystem, but they can also be a major pest for animals. If mosquitoes become overpopulated, they could decimate populations of wild animals and even livestock. This could lead to an imbalance in the food chain and have a negative impact on the environment as a whole. Remember, this is only the top 8. It's already this deadly. Number 7. Fleas. Fleas are tiny, blood-sucking insects that can live on the skin of mammals and birds. This is the last bloodsucker in the list, or is it? Fleas are most common in warm climates, and they can be found on pets, wild animals, and in homes. First, fleas can bite humans and pets, causing itching, swelling, and redness. In some cases, flea bites can also lead to allergic reactions and secondary infections. Second, fleas can transmit diseases to humans and pets. Typhus is a potentially fatal bacterial infection that can cause fever, headache, rash, and muscle aches. Facts. Did you know that the Black Death that happened in the mid-1300s, which killed millions of people in Europe and Asia, are caused by fleas fed on infected rodents and passed on humans? Yes, they wear that funky look like beak masks. They say for miasma. The plague is a bacterial infection that can cause fever, headache, and swollen lymph nodes. In severe cases, the plague can be fatal. In addition to the impact on human and animal health, the overpopulation of fleas would also have a significant impact on the economy. Fleas can damage livestock and poultry, and they can also make it difficult to enjoy outdoor activities. For example, an overpopulation of fleas could lead to a decrease in tourism and a loss of jobs in industries that rely on outdoor activities. Number 6. Ants. If ants become overpopulated, the world would be a very different place. Ants are already one of the most successful groups of animals on Earth, and they are incredibly adaptable. If they become even more numerous, they could have a significant impact on humans and the environment. One of the biggest concerns would be the risk of food contamination. Ants are attracted to food and water, and they can easily carry bacteria and other pathogens. If ants become more numerous, they could contaminate food supplies and lead to an increase in food poisoning and other illnesses. Ants can also damage property. They can build nests in walls and electrical wiring, and they can also damage wood and other materials. In some cases, ants can even cause structural damage to buildings. Additionally, some species of ants can be aggressive and bite humans. The worst is bullet ants. When they bite you, you will feel like you got shot with a literal bullet. Ant bites can be painful and can cause allergic reactions in some people. Fire ants, in particular, can deliver a painful sting that can cause blisters. The overpopulation of ants would also have a negative impact on the environment. Ants are a natural part of the ecosystem, but they can also be a major pest for plants and animals. Ants can eat leaves, flowers, and fruit, and they can also kill and eat small animals. If ants become more numerous, they could damage crops and ecosystems, and they could even threaten the survival of some species of plants and animals. Number 5. Wasps. Wasps are social insects that live in colonies. They are known for their painful stings, which can be dangerous, especially for people who are allergic to them. An overpopulation of wasps could have a number of negative impacts on humans and the environment. One of the most immediate concerns is that an overpopulation of wasps would make it difficult or impossible to enjoy outdoor activities without fear of being stung. Wasp stings can be painful and even dangerous, especially for people who are allergic to them. This could have a negative impact on tourism and recreation, as people would be less likely to visit areas where they are at risk of being stung. In addition to the safety concerns, an overpopulation of wasps could also have a negative impact on agriculture. Wasps can damage crops and pollinate plants that are harmful to humans. This could lead to food shortages and higher food prices. An overpopulation of wasps could also have a negative impact on the environment. Wasps are a natural part of the ecosystem, but they can also be a major pest for other insects and animals. An overpopulation of wasps could damage ecosystems and disrupt the food chain. It is important to note that the overpopulation of wasps is a real threat. Climate change and other factors are creating conditions that are more favorable for wasps to thrive. As a result, we need to be prepared for the possibility that wasps will become more numerous in the future. Number 4. Termites. Termites are social insects that feed on wood. They can cause billions of dollars in damage to homes and other structures each year, but the damage they cause in developing countries is particularly severe. This is because housing in developing countries is often made of wood and other materials that are attractive to termites, and many people in developing countries do not have the resources to afford pest control or to repair termite damage. An overpopulation of termites can quickly destroy entire buildings in developing countries, leaving people homeless and vulnerable. Termites can also cause structural problems in buildings, such as weakening foundations and supports, which can make buildings unsafe to live in. In severe cases, termite damage can make a building uninhabitable. The scary part of this is how the price of housing will increase through the roof, if you still have a roof. In addition to the physical damage they cause, termites can also have a significant impact on the economy of developing countries. Termite damage to crops can reduce food production and lead to famine. Termite damage to infrastructure, such as bridges and roads, can disrupt transportation and make it difficult for people to access essential services. Number 3. Locusts. If locusts were to become overpopulated, the world would be a very different place. Locust swarms can devour crops and other vegetation at an alarming rate, leaving farmers with nothing to harvest and people without food to eat. This could lead to widespread famine, starvation, and economic hardship. In developing countries, where locust swarms are particularly dangerous, the impact of an overpopulation could be catastrophic. Millions of people could be at risk of starvation, and the economies of affected countries could collapse. The severity of the damages caused by an overpopulation of locusts would depend on a number of factors, including the number of locusts, the species of locusts, and the location where the overpopulation occurs. However, even a relatively small overpopulation of locusts could have a significant impact on human health and safety, agriculture, the environment, and the economy. In a worst-case scenario, an overpopulation of locusts could lead to widespread famine, starvation, and economic collapse in developing countries. It could also damage ecosystems, disrupt the food chain, and increase the risk of disease. It is important to note that the overpopulation of locusts is a real threat. Climate change and other factors are creating conditions that are more favorable for locusts to thrive. As a result, we need to be prepared for the possibility that locust outbreaks will become more frequent and severe in the future. Number 2. Cockroaches. Cockroaches, more than just unsettling pests, are carriers of harmful diseases like Salmonella and E. coli due to their scavenging habits in unsanitary places. Their presence also introduces allergens from their waste and body parts, triggering allergies and aggravating asthma, especially in children. Now, imagine an overpopulation of these creatures. The implications would be dire. Food sources and surfaces would be frequently contaminated, putting both individual households and the broader food supply chain at risk. Moreover, the sheer number of them could make everyday activities a nightmare. Imagine stepping on them with every move, or having them fly towards you unexpectedly. Economically, businesses, especially in the food sector, would grapple with infestations, potentially leading to shutdowns. The mere thought of living in a space inundated with cockroaches is distressing enough to make many consider extreme measures, from intensive fumigation to relocating. A world swarming with these pests would pose not only health and economic challenges, but would also deeply disrupt our daily comfort and peace of mind. And our number one in the list is bees. Bees, as it turns out, are the crowned champions of the bewilderingly effective when overpopulated league. The primary reason: their unparalleled teamwork. Picture bees as the Broadway ensemble of the insect realm, where each member's role is choreographed to perfection. Their unity isn't just instinct, it's the result of a hive mind mentality, a shared consciousness that optimizes their actions. This interconnected behavior is most evident in their communication methods. For instance, the renowned waggle dance is more than a whimsical bee ballet. It's a sophisticated system of conveying information about food sources' location. When danger looms, their dance transforms into a dynamic distress signal. It's as if they have an insect telegraph, alerting all hands, or wings, on deck. Defensive formation now. Beyond their sting operations, bees have another intriguing trick up their sleeve. When confronted by certain predators, they can form a bee ball, clustering around the thread. By vibrating together in this tight formation, they produce significant heat, akin to a biological heater. So, while it may sound like they're just hosting a warm, buzzing party, this tactic can be deadly for intruders. In essence, bees sit atop the overpopulation concern list due to their remarkable coordination, intricate communication, and their uncanny ability to turn group behaviors into potent defense mechanisms. Their society offers a dazzling blend of art and efficiency, a testament to nature's complexity. Remember, while their dance is mesmerizing, it's also a symbol of their strength in numbers. So, respect the rhythm of the hive. These are just a few of the insects that can be dangerous if they overpopulate. It is important to be aware of these insects and to take steps to control their populations. This includes keeping your home clean and free of food sources and avoiding areas where insects are known to be present. If you are concerned about insects in your home or business, it is important to contact a pest control professional. They can help you identify the insects that are present and develop a plan to control their populations. If you like this content, please like and leave a comment. Thank you for watching. You may also want to watch nature's greatest engineer, Honeybee and the Dark Web. Exploring the internet's hidden layers,